Hello, I'm Lucy Burns.
And I'm Ollie Nolan Davies.
These are the top news stories on Mersey Focus. As fuel prices continue to rise, community centres across Merseyside say they are facing some grim choices. Managers are having to consider which vital services to cut as they struggle to pay the bills. Ryan Everett reports.
And rising pressure for both members of the community and those who use community centres. Post-COVID, in a time where stress and finance is leaving many worried, now an extra layer of concern. However, what does this actually mean and how does this impact those who will be affected by it the most? Especially those who are most vulnerable in these times.
Did have to find alternative places, and this is one of the cheapest around to hire, so their price will then go up, and if they're running a course, anyone on that course will then face a higher cost.
Same for everyone. I think it's just absolutely disgraceful. They're high enough as it is, and it will affect me greatly. You know, it's like awful. I think it's going to affect the whole country, really. It'll affect me because I'm unemployed anyway at the minute, and it's going to just hit me bad.
Ryan Everett, reporting for the Mersey Focus.
Uptake for the coronavirus booster vaccine has been slow in the Merseyside region. Liverpool has one of the lowest levels of the vaccine uptake in the UK, particularly amongst the young. Connie Harpham has more.
In the Merseyside region, only 29% of 18 to 30-year-olds have had their coronavirus booster jab. We asked people in Liverpool why this might be.
Because they're young and they can handle the virus, in my opinion. I personally don't have it and I won't get it because I just don't. I've had COVID twice and it hasn't affected me, and everyone else that needs it gets it. That's the way I look at it.
Well, my own personal opinion is why should it just be the old people that get the COVID vaccine? I think it's only fair that it's across the board, all age groups.
I'm not too. I think there's no trust in the government as well, maybe. Not my opinion, but a lot of things that I'm hearing from a lot of other young people as well.
Chloe Swales is a student nurse who was recently on placement at St Helens Hospital.
It's heartbreaking to see that loads and loads of people still are refusing to actually, this is going to sound quite mean, but they're refusing to wake up and see the severity of the situation. You know, we're now 2 years into this. It shouldn't be this way. We should have done our part from the very beginning. We should have all been wearing masks. We should have had a vaccine.
Charlie Connolly, who refused to be videoed, is a Liverpool University student who has not got any of her vaccines.
There's not one particular reason, it's more just the government's requirements were a bit scary for me and I don't want to comply with them. I don't think anything should be mandatory. It's kind of taken away people's free will, people's free choice.
Although the uptake for young adults having the COVID booster jab has been slow, Alderhay Hospital has invited vulnerable children under the age of 12 to have their vaccine this weekend.
Detectives have shared CCTV images of the man they want to interview in connection with the alleged rape of an 18-year-old girl in an alleyway behind Lime Street Station around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. The teenager claims she was taken to a yard in commutation back row and sexually assaulted by a stranger. British Transport Police are urging anyone with information to come forward, describing the attack as extremely disturbing incident, taking place in central Liverpool when many people were in the area. Merseyrail services are set to increase their train services on Valentine's Day. This comes after the rail company have been running reduced times for the past fortnight. The Omicron COVID-19 variant caused severe staff absences, however enough are back in work to begin to return the services to normal. And a £40 annual charge has been introduced for residents to have their green bins collected. For those who don't want to pay, the council have said there are 2 alternative recycling centres across Liverpool where the public can dispose of their green waste. This is in light of Liverpool's council aim to save nearly £25 million after recently introducing a maximum council tax increase of 2.99%. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, many of those both with and without significant others have an alternative holiday to celebrate, Galentine's Day. Rachel Cowan has more.
Taking place on the 13th of February, Galentine's Day celebrates self-love and friendships. It was originally coined by Amy Poehler's character Leslie Knope in the US sitcom Parks and Recreation. Now, it is a holiday that celebrates female friendships and encourages women to get out and spend some time with their friends. On the 12th of February, James Street Hotel are hosting a Galentine's event which includes live music, food and drinks, as well as a bottomless brunch lasting for a whole 90 minutes. Entry is £55 and any single lady over the age of 18 is welcome to attend. We spoke to James Street Hotel sales manager, Sinead, who created and organised the event, about why she wanted to encourage the celebration of female friendships.
I think it's really important. I think, especially with COVID, I think some people spent COVID alone if they didn't have a partner, which obviously would have been a massive struggle. I personally think Valentine's Day is a bit of a Hallmark tradition anyway. I've never been a fan of it, and I'm actually married and we don't celebrate it. So I think, why not celebrate with your friends rather than be alone? It's sad that you're single. You should be celebrating that you're single. You should, enjoy being yourself and an independent woman or man.
Rachel Cowan, Mersey Focus.
Thanks, Lucy. And now for sport. Luis Diaz made his full debut last night at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp couldn't hold back a smile when discussing his new star's performance against Leicester.
That's exactly the impression he made in training, and that's why we thought, come on, let's give it a try. So there were a lot of things when we saw him playing for Porto, where we thought, yes, that's exactly what we want him to do as well. On top of that, he seems to be a really smart football boy.
Lampard attempts to get his first Premier League win as his side faces Leeds United at home tomorrow afternoon. And in rugby, St Helens won their first game of the season last night after beating Catalan Dragons 28-8 at the Totally Wicked Stadium. That's it from sport. We'd love to hear from anyone with sports stories, but for now, back to you, Lucy.
And for the weather, it's cold, so wrap up warm. That's it from us. For more on these stories, go to our website, www.merseyfocus@wordpress.com. Have a good evening.
And if you've got any news or sports stories, contact us at merseyfocus@outlook.com. Good night.